water. Water is the same. There is not a single drop more or single drop less on this planet. And we have only got 3% of drinking water, means potable water, the real water, the remaining all in the ocean. And out of 3%, 2.7% of the water is locked up in the South Pole and North Pole. Only 0.3% of water is available for all our activities, out of which 0.2% is gone to make this meat and other agricultural produce. So the scientists are not talking the real thing. So it is this food that we are, in quotes, consuming all the water actually. 66% of water is gone, producing your sugar, producing your meat, producing your rice, producing your wheat, producing your eggs. And we keep fighting for water because you are producing sugar cane. 12 months you need to irrigate. And to irrigate 12 months, you need to put fertilizers. To put once fertilizer, you have disease. So you have pesticide. This is the business model. So we are all made to believe that producing sugar cane, producing banana. How you know why banana is produced? As I told you, peg of wine. Banana, drakshi, all these are going towards producing liquor. And ಇನ್ನೂ worse, 16% of the land is consumed by arecanut and tobacco. Tobacco is tobacco. So in fact, total agricultural land consumed by the human race, 28% is to produce this nashe padartha, addictive drugs. In fact, now the so-called progressing state California removed and made a law that morphine can be sold. Now whole Himalayan landscape is changed. They are growing only marijuana. See how we have changed. So we are using 26% of our land to produce all these nonsensical methods, materials. That is sugar, tobacco, arecanut. All this arecanut is used for the drug coating, the raw material or the base material for all these drugs, morphine, codeine. As if it is not enough, we have what is called chocolate. Chocolate has got theobromine, is another addictive chemical, just like nicotine in cigarette, caffeine in coffee. And coffee tea is killer. It is killing all the rivers. So if you are all morning giving coffee and tea, mugs of coffee, you are cutting all the forest in the mountain and the ranges. So the whole Himalayan mountain range is gone for tea. Tata tea, tea, all teas, all estates. And our Madikeri and all gone for coffee. The same thing in Brazil, same thing in West. Every mountain range is completely occupied by tea and coffee, and that's how the rivers are drying up. So you are all drinking coffee and tea, you are drying up our Kaveri. It has become perennial. Now it's no more Jivanadi. Not only our river, the whole bloody story of all rivers is connected to coffee and tea and sugar. To produce this, we are drying up. So I keep yelling, please stop drinking coffee and tea. It is killing both you and the planet. You are being imbalanced hormonally, and the system is getting imbalanced. So you need to start thinking what we are eating is not just killing us, killing all the animals on this planet. If we stop coffee and tea from tomorrow, within 6 months, the planet will be a much better place to live. Can we do that? No, we cannot, because we are addicted. Coffee is caffeine. It will not stop. ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ ಖಾದ್ರೆ ನೀನು ನನಗೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಕಾಫಿ ಲೋಟ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು. And it is a reality, because it is an alkaloid which enslaves you. It is the addiction process. So to get out, we have found some other wonderful thing. Honge, Pongemia is a plant which kashaya, you can come out of this addiction. Not only coffee addiction, Alcohol addiction. Not only alcohol addiction, even drug addiction. Lot of people in the villages are all taking this pan paragi. Many techies are also doing that. Many. They have this pan, different, like this, put it in the mouth, smoke, drink, all the kinds of things. Addictions can become out. There are 3 kashayas. Honge antivi kannadalli, kanuga antare telugali, pongemiya antare, pongemiya, that kashaya, and then castor oil, aralu bija, amudam antaru telugu. So these, and tinospora, amrutaballi antare. These 3 kashayas, weekly once you rotate and drink. You drink coffee, before drinking coffee you drink this kashaya. So after 3 to 4 weeks, if you do this practice, you do not want to drink coffee anymore. Slowly and steadily, you can come out of these addictions. And in fact, alcoholics, drug addicts can do this. But the only requirement is you need to think to stop that. And if you don't want to stop, no one can help. Isn't it? So if you have the de-addiction in your mind, that is in your mind, who is addicted has to think that he has to stop, then it can be helped. You can help that person with these kashayams. Mungemiya, aralu bija, that is castor oil leaf, and then tinospora, that is amrutaballi. So like that, we have got around 40 to 50 kashayas to help at different conditions for special children. Autism, specially equipped children, attention deficit kids, hyperactive kids, all these are names for the young boys and girls born completely screwed up because of our food pattern. 28% of the kids are born in the world now completely deranged. It's all because of the food. So young girls and boys, if you want right kids, healthy kids, stop eating rice, wheat, milk, coffee, tea, all. Coffee, tea is major reason for your nervous system to be screwed up. So if you don't want ADHD kids, stop coffee and tea tomorrow. It will take 6 months to clean up your body. After that, you go for consumption. Then you will have 100% of chance not having this ADHD kids. Otherwise, you have 28% of chance to get these kids. And this doctors say it is hereditary, this and that and all that. It's all bullshit. It's all the food that takes care of all these things. Hereditary, I look like my mother or I look like my mother's brother. That is hereditary. She got the joke. So, there is no hereditary. Diseases are not hereditary. Only very, very few diseases are hereditary. All of it is made out of this food. If your food is right, no need of any medicine. And if your food is not right, no medicine will work. But then what are we doing? I will go to naturopathy, I will go to homeopathy, I will go to allopathy, I will do tatopathy. Tatopathy andre gotta nimage? Gottilla? Ucche madodu adannu kudiyodu. Kaka madodu adannu tinodu. They are doing that kind of experiments. Oh, your own shit, you have this, oh, you do this, do this. So, naturopathy aitu, allopathy aitu, homeopathy aitu, tatopathy, ella kelsa madtare. Tirupati hogi devra Tirupati. All pathis, you will become Draupadi, nothing else. So, where do you want to go? Go to the farmers. They are the ones who will give you health. But then we are running around hospitals and all this nonsense. No disease will be cured for you. It's all they're managing. As I told you, management of all this MBBS, business management laga, business medicine, business surgery. Absolutely we are out of whack. And we all believe that we are advancing. Oh, I can show you your brain, your tumor, this inch by inch, vernier calipers. Oh, this much tumor is there, this much. Okay, it is there, I can see. What do we do with that? Is the question. Oh, I remove it. I will do chemotherapy. I will do this therapy. After 6 months, oh, it has spread to this It is called metastasis. Oh, we don't understand. Meta means we don't understand. The whole bloody thing is a one thing. Where is to understand? From here it goes. Well, the whole thing is connected. What is the big deal to understand it? Am I right? So in the first place, this tumor should not come. Even if it is there, how do we dissolve it? How do we reverse it? It is through the food you can reverse it. And that's what we have done. Umpteen number of patients, not 1, 2, 3, to write a paper. But thousands of them have been cured. Thousands of gangrene cases, thousands of diabetic patients. HbA1c 12, they have got 5. Back to 5 in a matter of 6 months. But then the problem is the system. We are not willing to let go. Oh, rice tinta iddivallappa, ishtu divsane yakke bidodu anta. You got to get out of it. Coffee is worse, because you go to any Brahmin's house, you tell them leave coffee, they'll just kill you. Just like go to Muslims and say stop eating meat, they'll just kill. So a Brahmin to be asked to get rid of coffee and a Muslim to be asked to get rid of meat is absolutely the same. So difficult. But then it is getting rid of this so-called food is what is health all about. Can we do that? It is a tough task, because the system has to change. And who will change? Who will change? We are the ones who are in it. So no one will come and change it. We need to change things. We need to work at it. So all you guys want to eat millets, then the farmers will produce millet. And then if you just say, I want to eat millet, that actually is good enough. Because you are all ordering in Amazon and say pizza, burger, noodles. Then who will eat millets? Then if you don't order them, after a few years, the seed cannot germinate. The seeds can germinate after 6 months to 3 years. And then after 6, 7 years, they lose their capacity to germinate. So now if there is no recycling of this germinating materials over a period of time, you will lose all the seeds, and that's what has happened. The world has lost wonderful diversified food materials in the last 15 to 20 years. But there were no seeds. In fact, that's called Foxtail millet. Corallu is called Foxtail millet. It's an Italian millet. All over Italy, people are eating Foxtail millet. And then barnyard millet is called Japanese millet and German millet. Just 150 years ago, the whole Germany was eating this grain. And Andu Corallu, Corle, brown top millet is American millet, for your kind information. They were eating this. Now they are feeding the birds. And they are eating the stupid things. And if they are stupid, following them, what are we becoming? We are becoming idiotic. That's all that is happening. They are fools, we are idiots. Nothing else. So here I stand and tell that this is the food that you want, and I am not asking you to just believe me. Just 6 weeks. Whatever disease you have, I care 2 hoots about it. You write down. Cancer, gangrene, HIV, SLE, some syndrome, Group-Zir syndrome, R syndrome. Because if they don't, they write some syndrome, all syndromes. Close the envelope, eat 6 months to 2 years, depending upon what problems you have. Many, thousands are reporting within 6 weeks they start feeling the difference. And I tell them, wait. And in fact, on YouTube, YouTube eye pickers, they keep giving titles, all out of the world titles. In 1 day, your stomach will go down. In 2 days, you are all right like that. Don't believe all that. You go to YouTube and see a lot of videos of mine are there, Dr. Khader, and the titles are this. There is no connection at all. But then YouTube, eye pickers, you know all these issues. So listen to them carefully. There are teasers, there is 2 hours lectures, half an hour lectures, and various question and answers. Almost every question that you can conceive has been asked and answered. A lot of time, the one thing that comes up is, oh, millets are goitrogenous and thyroid problem increases. And that is still making rounds in the social media, which is the stupidest thing that I can hear about. Because there are 28 thyroid patients now, every part of the world, and all of them have not eaten millets. They don't even know millets. So how is it that all the 28 people who have thyroid problem have not eaten millets and still they have thyroid? In fact, it is these 5 grains. I have cured thousands of thyroid patients. Thousands, and I have no count. In my clinic only. I am so-called homeopathy doctor. Every day I see 100 to 200 patients. And most of them are cured every day. So for the last 15 years, just count. The sheer number is mind-boggling. And afterwards I started going around almost Karnataka and Andhra. In fact, now I have to go out of the country. Many people are calling and I'm trying to accommodate all this. And just eating these 5 grains, everyone will start feeling better. But now the task is to produce enough. So I have to go to the villages and then make them. In fact, we have a small place. I have transformed a 7 acres infertile land into a forest. And we have named as forest jungle farming in English. In Kannada, Kadu Krushi antivi. Telugu alli Atavi Krushi antivi. So how do we produce all these various wonderful materials? I have done a lot of work and we have been teaching a lot of farmers and even techies who are interested to learn. In fact, everyone should have the experience of how to grow, how to process, and without losing all the nutrients. All those lectures, classes are conducted all over. And in fact, we go to different villages and trying to demonstrate and teach the farmers, because we want to give food to the whole world. And we are trying to educate them not to have centralized models. So you produce your food, you process there, you eat. Don't transport, because transportation is actually 15% of the carbon footprint on this world. Because of this high-end transportation and logistics, we are creating. I hope you understand what is carbon footprint. So 15% of carbon footprint is because of transportation. So we also, to develop a future model of the world, we need to think of doing this logistics reverse. So there should not be transportation. As much as possible, we need to cut down the transportation. So how do we do that then? We need to produce food there, process there, eat there. So locally grown, locally processed, locally consumed. And then little bit left, then you need to go where there is no facility to produce. That kind of model, that kind of world we need to envision and then start working at it. So all these kinds of issues are on the table, but the first issue is to produce the right food and eat right, then become healthy. Once we become healthy, I think we can actually deal with the problems much more efficiently. So the first task for me to address is how to make people healthy. I'm not actually trying to cure you people. I'm trying to think of how to make you healthy. And to make you healthy, I need to convince you guys that what you're eating is wrong and change the food. And that's it. So are you with me? Yes. Have I made a dent in your consciousness that you are eating wrong and there is a need for you to change? I'm not saying that you are convinced completely, but it is that there is a room and there is a different perspective of what you have convinced, and you are living in that. You didn't even think that there is something else that exists. So if I have made that much dent into your minds and consciousness, my job of visiting here is done. And further, if you think after another 6 months you need me to come back, I will come back. But still then, I will wait, and the floor is open for questions. Or you want me to speak some more about all these different things?
I can just display this on the cancer chart. You can just explain.
Yeah, okay. So we have actually got list of different kinds of conditions that people are suffering from, and the foods that you need to eat, and then the kashayas that you need to make. So how to make kashaya, how to make food, how to cook these things. There's a list of things that you need to start educating yourself about. And then again, don't go to Mayas and MTRs. You start cooking, you start making things happen in your kitchens. And because we have now got no kitchens we have 3-bedroom and 1 hall, and no kitchen. In America and for no kitchen, because it's all taken up by McDonald's and KFCs. And what is KFC supplying you? They have got meat, thrown away meat, rotten meat. They digest it and they separate it into amino acids, and they have now got synthesizers with peptidases. I have a wonderful program. You guys have written it. And then amino acids are fed, and then the rotation of this steel rod, and the amino acids are taking, and you got exactly like a KFC chicken. So it is a synthesized meat from the rotten meat with the digesters and synthesizers, and that's what is supplied to you in the KFC, because 5 years ago they were not able to make chicken properly. So they decided to do this, and that's how now it is not Kentucky Fried Chicken. You cannot call it Kentucky Fried. It is KFC. That's all. It is not an acronym. It is just KFC, because they had done that before. They didn't want to change it. So that's what you are all eating. It's all synthesized, and McDonald's is not far behind. They are also doing something very similar to that. So that's why these problems are cropping up. More and more Parkinson's, more and more Alzheimer's, more and more cancers. So you want to get away from all this nonsense. It is not food. It's not, people say junk food. It's not junk food. It is junk. There is no food about it. So be careful. Lot of issues are around. And if you want good kids to be born, if you want your health, you don't want to go to doctors, you start thinking about it, and it is in your hands. What you eat, what you don't eat. And conveniences come into play. You got to get out of that convenience zone and then start doing something about your health. Lot of issues crop up, and you need to creatively solve all these issues. And it's not my job alone. I'm trying to create some systems that are completely different. But everyone has to participate in this journey, and then you can envision a world where there are no diseases, and the future generations can happily talk the way I said, oh, there was some cancer, there was some diabetes. And that is very much possible if we all work together. So a few of them will run through. We'll go to cancer, so-called dreaded diseases. They're just name for us, actually. You see, cancer types: stomach cancer, skin cancer, esophagus, uterus, liver, blood, prostate, brain cancer. In fact, there was one techie, I don't know which company, he had a bone cancer, his mandible. Then the doctor said it has to be cut, and then chemotherapy, radiotherapy. But then before that, he was not able to eat because it's all stuck here, it's grown here. So they put a pipe, and then he was being fed in that. So they came to me. Before the operation, 3 weeks, that time was left. So his parents got him here. He was 21-year-old boy, 23 I think, 21, 23. Just finished and then got into some firm. And so he had this, and he was actually eating pizza, burger, drinking Pepsi, Coke, all that, and he got into this, and then they came, and then we fed him the bone cancer ganji, because he was not able to eat. Ganji is, porridge is the culture of human race, food. In the early days, prehistoric times onwards, they used to just collect the seeds and soak it, and then cook it. After overnight soaking, they used to cook. That is ganji. So once ganji is made, he was fed through the tube. After 3 weeks, he was able to move his mouth. Then he said, we will postpone. Then 3 months later, the bone cancer went away with all that kashayams. And then after that, he came back and again started eating pizza, burger. And Because many people think it's all just a medicine-like thing. We are done and we get back to normal food. Many gangrene patients, after they get cured, they come and ask, sir, can I go back to my normal food? I said, this is the normal food that you should eat. Abnormal food is... See, you get a disease and you think it is normal food. Then I cure the disease and you call this abnormal food. So he got back again. Then he came back running, and then I told him, this boss, you are eating abnormal food. So you prove again that abnormal food gives the sickness again. Then again he transformed himself. Now he cooks and he eats. Just last 26th he got married, another techie. They are happy now. They are cooking themselves, and in fact they are very happy. And he is from Nanjangudu area. He has actually now bought 8 acres of dry land, and in fact he is got to our farm and stayed for 1 week and learnt, and now he is actually growing these grains himself. So I am so happy, and he came and gave me the invitation last 6 months back. They came back, and in fact yesterday I received, it's now only 7 months, she's already pregnant. I said at least 2-3 years you have to wait after marrying before to start producing baby. But anyway, there are good things are happening, and hundreds and thousands of people are, actually I have to stop my phones nowadays. In the last 2-3 years I cannot switch on my phone. I cannot call my wife when I'm outside because so many calls I receive. But that's what is happening. I'm very happy about it. And I am actually, I think, the happiest man on this planet Earth right now, because thousands and thousands of people are calling me, and they're expressing their gratitude, and they're very happy, and lot of special children. This is fits, paralysis, all these guys are being helped, and so I would urge you to go through this literature that is available on the net, free. You can just download PDFs, and we are trying to make it better in next few 6 months, because we have been learning a lot of things, and I certainly believe that we have found, and people like Sridhar Murthy have been helping us in the last 3-4 years, and he has been relentlessly working hard in the city. It's easy for me to be outside the city and then do whatever I want, but being in the city, to do things that you need to do is a lot more tough. So that kind of job, lot of people are helping, and Sridhar Murthy has been upfront for a long time, actually has been my close associate, and of course there is an element of business. Whatever you do in the city, the element of business comes into picture, and that's okay, and we need to change the businesses. I'm not against business, but we need to change the businesses of the people of the future, and instead of doing business of medicine, let us do business of millets. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, sir, if you allow us, would you, question and answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of the speakers are on there, and those who want to take a questions, just press that mic, but one at a time, do not make a complex, yeah? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. To go first? Yeah, this gentleman.
Thank you, sir. We already followed.
Just a little different.
Sir, can you speak in Telugu? Sir, we have already
It's okay with others.
Yeah, we are.
For me it's okay, but others should understand. You should ask person in English.
Yeah, sir. చంటి పిల్లలకి 8 months బేబీలకి ఇవి ఇవ్వచ్చా?
Yeah. The question is, can we feed the babies or 6 months, 8 months, 9 months? But the rule is, you have 9 months in the tummy and 9 months on your breast. That is the rule. But then the rule has been broken by the so-called doctors. You can feed your baby 2 weeks. Like that time. But it's 9 months, you need to feed your baby. Don't feed anything other than mother's milk. 9 months minimum. And after that, if you have enough milk, you can keep continuing to feed the baby till the age of 2 years. But then you can start feeding them. First thing, Annaprasa is done in our olden days onwards. It's a same, that is a little millet. So you give 1 week little millet, 1 week arka, 1 week korle, 1 week navane, like that 5 grains each week you have to change. Don't give the same food for the baby. The more diversified foods you expose your kid in the early stages, the better his or her immunity is towards fighting all the diseases. So don't stick to one thing for your babies. Keep giving different vegetables, different leaves, different grains, different dicotyledon, bedal. So everything has to be different, different, different. So the problem with all of us is we are stuck to convenience. So one thing you make, keep giving the same thing, because we are all used to drinking coffee in the morning, so we start feeding the baby also coffee. Please don't do these mistakes. So feed your baby various kinds of things, because the body has to be exposed to different kinds of antigens so that the body starts making antibodies. Hence, your immunity increases. So this is the science of it. So the more diversified, the more immunity you provide. And of course, you give through your milk itself. If you feed only your milk in the first 9 months, your baby is already guaranteed to be healthy. So this is the fundamental, very good question. Please feed your babies after 9 months. And to have good supply of milk, there is a protocol of food materials. If you feed yourself, the lactating mother, you have to feed yourself with barnyard millet, kodo millet, then brown top millet. They give you more milk. And foxtail millet in some women tends to decrease the milk. So the lactating mothers, first 6 months, you avoid foxtail millet. Eat less of it. Instead of 3-4 days in a week, you eat maybe once in 20 days or 30 days. That's all. The remaining 4 millets are very good lactating, especially barnyard millet. That is, udulu is very good to give you lactation. And then pearl millet. In the neutral millets, there is called pearl millet, sajje. That is also wonderful to produce more milk for you. And then the leaves, sapsige soppu is very good lactating. And mint leaves is also very good for you. And then drumstick leaves, moringa leaves are very good lactating. And the curry leaves. And then the vegetables, you have nulkol, you have beetroot, you have tondekai. Tondekai, what do you call it? It's small pumpkin-like thing, tondekai. And then you have fruits. In the fruits you have nerle hannu. Nerle is jambu. Jambu fruit is very, very good for lactating mothers. So like this, we have identified, and it is there in the literature. So these mothers, and especially garlic is very good for lactating mothers. And all these kinds of literature is produced, and you can look for them and then make your life easy. A good question. Thank you.
Sir, I have been following you and been eating all this. May not be completely, but in a small amount.
Yeah, I'm happy. We'll give her a slap. That's very good. I'm so happy. If not completely, you made the beginning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have one question. I have seen most of your videos and here as well. There is like related to sugar and so many other things. But what about TSH elevation? TSH.
TSH. The same question. Thyroid problems. The thyroid problems are very simple. It's all connected to your milk and the steroidal imbalance. And so if you stop milk, your TSH starts getting corrected. And if you stop coffee, tea, it gets easier.
I don't take much.
Much is something. This is what I said. Early, 1 cup of coffee. That's enough. No, you just need to stop completely. But then it's still, without all these troubles, we have a protocol for thyroid patients. You need to eat little millet 3 days and the remaining 4. Kannadadalli. Little millet is called sama. Samalu, Telugu. Okay? We eat little millet 3 days. I'll just finish the protocol. 3 days of little millet, remaining 4 millets each day, 1, 7-day cycle. And then I didn't speak much about oils. Maybe you have listened to my lectures. Oils, coconut milk, coconut oil is very good. So early in the morning, but we have been brainwashed that oils are bad for you. The coconut oil, cholesterol, groundnut oil is not good for you. Only everyone has to eat olive oil. Where is the olive tree? Whole world wants to avoid olive oil. Nonsense. It's all business. And there is no olive oil there. It's all all diesel mineral oils they are filling up and then making us believe that you have sun pure sunflower oil, sun pure rice bran oil, sun pure this oil, that oil. There is no real oils there. The real oils are wherever you are living, that area produces some oily materials like coconut, till, groundnut, safflower, and then Niger seeds. All these are oily materials that you have. And coconut oil and till oil, alternate weeks you drink 2 to 3 spoons, your thyroid gets cleaned up, because many of these glands are made of fat material. So you have to clean them up with fat only, because the kalmashas that are stuck there can be cleaned with only fat, because the fat soluble, water soluble. So water soluble things anyway gets cleaned up, but then fat soluble kalmashas, the toxins have to be cleaned with fat only. So early in the morning when your body is empty, you drink 2 to 3 spoons of coconut oil 1 week, the next week till oil, next week groundnut oil. Then within 9 weeks, your system gets corrected. Most of the patients, thyroid patients, start seeing the corrections happening. Even if actually I have many patients with TSH 150. In 9 weeks it comes to 50. The next 9 weeks it comes to 40. Then as the things come down, it takes more time. So generally 6 months to 2 years, almost every thyroid patient corrects himself or herself. Absolutely no problems at all. Yeah, thyroxine, L-troxin. And this is a good question. Not only thyroxine, L-troxin, lot of people, SLE people, multiple sclerosis, they're all addicted to steroids. And to remove steroids, it is very tough. Though it doesn't do any help, but to get de-addicted is a big problem, because we are all used to them, the chemicals. So the simple thing to do is, every 6 weeks, you remove 25%. Say now you are taking 10 milligrams of Isolone, that is regular steroid tablets that are given for many immunity problems like autoimmune diseases. So 10 milligrams of Isolone you are taking today, 10 tomorrow, and then 10 next day. So what you need to do is take 10 milligrams today, take 5 milligrams tomorrow, take 10 milligrams day after tomorrow, take 5 milligrams. So you have reduced, out of 20 milligrams per 2 days, you are now taking 15 milligrams. So after 3 or 4 weeks, now you take 5 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 5 milligrams. Now you have got to 50% in next 4 weeks. And then again, instead of 5 milligrams and 5 milligrams, take 2.5 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 2.5 milligrams. So slowly and steadily, every 3 weeks, you keep reducing 25%. Over a period of 6 months, you will get rid of your tablets out of your body. Whether it is diabetes, whether it is cancer, whether it is SLE, whether it is anything. In fact, nowadays for everything people take, migraine headache every day. In fact, they have gande barutte. If you don't take cetirizine, you will start scratching your body all over. If you just touch something, now I touched accidentally, that little pressure creates autoimmune shock. And then I start creating gande and start creating. Or some fellows start sneezing. Some fellows starts getting headache. So all these problems, people are addicted to some tablet or the other. And the way to get out of it is this particular fashion. And some people actually have taken so much tablets that for them it doesn't matter. So they leave everything. In fact, this has happened for a blood cancer girl, 16-year-old. Every 3 days they were injecting the hemoglobin because blood kodtane irbeku, it keeps degenerating. And they were giving medicines also. Each time they give, they had to give 10,000 rupees tablet for a month. So at the end of the day, they lost their money. I mean, they don't have enough money. So they gave up. They stopped totally, all at a sudden, because they don't have money. Then they followed this blood cancer protocol. Within 6 days, her blood started stabilizing. In 6 weeks, they didn't need to give her transfusion of the blood. 6 months later, she appeared in my house. She is from Kakinada. So she was not able to get up from the bed. And now after 6 months, they just brought her to thank me. I said, I cannot see you. He said, no, don't see me because I am tightly scheduled. We just wanted to thank you. Like that, almost every day for me, 10 people come. We don't want your appointment. We just want to thank you. So that's the kind of situation that exists now. And you can come out of these diseases. You don't need any doctor, basically. Already they have given you enough tablets. They cannot do more. So you need to come out of that. Just come out of it slowly and steadily, because the de-addiction process can create shocks in your body. So do it slowly, sir.
And dandruff, other things. Doctor recommends vitamin E and other sort of tablets.
Yeah, that's what I said. No vitamins are absorbed by the body. First half of my session is that only. So you want to include that vitamin E in your food. So you figure out what food has your vitamin E. And actually that table we have got skin diseases, what to eat, what kashayams to drink. So all that job is done. You just have to go to that particular table, figure out what you need to eat, you can eat. No, I want to eliminate my clinic. And that's, so you want to come to clinic, don't come to clinics. It's not medication. Yeah. Exactly. I want people not to go to clinics. You have gone enough clinics. Whether it is khaders or someone's, it is a clinic. Yeah, I have been trying to put all the advice onto the net and onto my lectures, because it's tough to go to clinics. It's easy for me to tell you, come to Mysore, but it's not that easy. Yeah. And what's your name? Shashi. Shashi has all the information. You can just WhatsApp to his number. You can flood his phone. Then he will send you all the information.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I think we are running out of time, and I'm sure that a lot of people have multiple questions. But as I know,
I want to
sir
answer one more question. Yeah. If I have multiple diseases, I have thyroid, I have cancer, I have this, what do we do? Yeah, fits together. What do we do? All 5 together. There are cases, we have hundreds of such cases. So the simple thing I am asking them to do is very, very simple. Eat all the 5 grains every 2 days, 10-day cycle. And start first 6 weeks with ganji. As I told you, ganji is wonderful. Soak them in the night, cook them in the morning, and then don't drink then. Keep it till the evening. When you keep it, further fermentation process begins. It becomes much more powerful as healing food. But don't keep beyond 8 hours. Okay? So morning you cook, drink in the evening, and then cook in the night, which you have soaked in the morning, and drink it in the morning. So if you follow this cycle for 6 weeks, almost all diseases settle down. Next 6 weeks, you start feeling the health. And most of them, you can start ticking away. And with that, follow coconut oil, groundnut oil, till oil. And there is one more oil called Verinnual Nune, that is Niger seeds oil, which is not available right now. In fact, that fits and the attention deficit syndrome and madness. Actually, we have cured a case where the boy is mad. He will take knife and starts stabbing his mother, and that kind of fits, anger fits he gets into. Even such kids are now cured completely with this treatment. So almost everything is possible. Almost everything is possible. As I told you, cancer patients who are about to die, gangrene patients who are about to get cut, all that is completely given. The information is fully tabulated, and most of the things you have to keep trying to get it and then get yourself well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.